This is Hannah Whetsel, a mother of 4 who, up until recently, had been living her best boss babe life as one of those surprise jewelry reveal ladies who are plaguing the internet. She had previously been in the multi-level marketing company called Bomb Party, but in 2025 she left because I guess someone kept purchasing huge orders from her and then doing a chargeback, and Bomb Party was refusing to refund the actual money that Hannah invested for the inventory that she essentially had stolen from her. After a social media tirade against that company in late 2025, she decided to join Bomb Party's competitor, Rise. And her time in Rise has been short-lived because now she's gotten herself into a whole mess of trouble over there. An incident that exposed Hannah for being the racist, bigoted, entitled wasp that she is has led her to basically being chased out of Rise. Now she is playing the victim, and she feels like she deserves an apology. Not here, not today. I gotta tell you guys, I actually filmed this video yesterday, and because the updates don't stop, I'm just gonna refilm it because it's nonstop and it keeps getting worse. It keeps getting crazier, and I've been covering multi-level marketing shenanigans for years now, like 6 or 7 years at this point. I don't even know. I'm losing track, but I have to say that this situation is like top 3 worst things I've ever covered, because not only are Hannah's actions deplorable, but it's who her victim is that makes this so much worse. Who's her victim, you may ask? Well, he's a 31 or 32-year-old adult man who is biracial and also has a developmental disability, or I'm sorry if I'm using language that isn't like politically correct here. He's special needs, but I apologize if that's like offensive. I really honestly don't know what people prefer to be referred to as in this situation, but I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just saying, like, he's one of those people that, like, if you look at a picture of him where he's not moving or speaking, you could be like, that's just your average dude, but it's like when you watch videos of him moving and speaking, it's obvious that there is some kind of special needs situation going on there. So yeah, Hannah knew this. Hannah knew that he was biracial, and the words that she used in private conversation with him, I'm sure you can only imagine. It's like, what are you doing? We're gonna get into all of it. It is such a mess, so buckle up. But while you're buckling that seatbelt, I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Hungry Root. I'm a work from home mom. I stay home all day chasing around my 5-year-old. All the while I'm trying to juggle work and YouTube and juggle household responsibilities. I'm a really bad juggler, can't do it. But because of that, I often just kind of forget to take care of myself. I accidentally skip meals all the time. However, since I started using Hungry Root, I've been a lot better about making good food choices. You've heard me say this a million times. I'm gonna say it again. I love Hungry Root, and I myself am a paying customer. It's the simplest way to get healthy groceries delivered right to your door. Not just groceries though. Hungry Root also offers over 50,000 recipes to choose from. They basically make an entire meal plan for you, load up a cart of the ingredients, plus snacks and beverages that you can absolutely edit and customize to your liking, and then they ship it directly to your door. My kids have found their favorite Hungry Root snacks that I'm always loading up on, and I appreciate the ease that Hungry Root provides to me as a busy working mom. And to emphasize said ease, check out this time lapse of one of the lunch salads I made from Hungry Root. This is a roasted salmon sweet kale salad. The salmon is already pre-cooked and seasoned, so basically all I had to do was put it all in a bowl, shake it up, and eat it. And yeah, I ate it while I was organizing this very video. This video is fueled by roasted salmon and kale sweet salad by Hungry Root, and it was very, very delicious. And you can totally wash it down with some kombucha from Hungry Root as well. It's good for your tummy. Or, I don't know, I got this sparkling water from Ora Bora. Oh, it's from Hungry Root, but the brand is Ora Bora. Lavender cucumber. I'm gonna open it right now and give it a taste test. Sounded really interesting. I had to try it this time. Wow, that is refreshing. It literally tastes exactly like you would think it does. It's really good. But anyway, don't worry. If salmon and kombucha and lavender cucumber sparkling water isn't your thing, then Hungry Root has something for everybody. Like, my husband is a vegetarian. I'm not, but I often like to make vegetarian dinners for us, and Hungry Root has a whole section of vegetarian and vegan dishes that work for me and my husband. Whatever your dietary needs are, your tastes, your nutrition goals, Hungry Root has something for you guaranteed. So come on, jump on board the Hungry Root train. Choo-choo! You're gonna love Hungry Root as much as I do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Click the link below or go to hungryroot.com. Use the code Savannah Marie. That is 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life at hungryroot.com with the code Savannah Marie. Thank you so much, Hungry Root, for sponsoring this video. I love you. You will love Hungry Root, I promise. So now, let's get into it. Guys, we are not going to be enjoying ourselves here today. I'm just telling you right now, it is infuriating. You're going to get angry, even to the point where I think I have to issue a trigger warning. Obviously, racism, bigotry, I would say abuse and manipulation of a special needs person, and all around trigger warning against entitled white women. So here we go. So what's the situation? Well, this all kind of went down like 4 days ago as I'm filming this, because our main perpetrator here, Hannah, posted a video to her TikTok called I Left, and we're gonna watch it later, but there was no context of what was going on. So just so you know, these surprise jewelry reveal companies, Rise and Bomb Party, there are multiple subreddits dedicated to talking crap about them. Snark subreddits, if you will. And if you've been here for a while, you know that I'm not a big fan of snark subreddits. I think that they are almost always unnecessarily mean, but these specific snark subreddits, I think, are more valid than others, because what these people are doing, and in my opinion, and the opinion of all of these people who are on these subreddits, we all see Rise and Bomb Party as the, in our opinion, scams that they are. It's just when like things get too personal, like talking about what someone looks like or how they speak or what, you know, like stuff they can't help. That kind of stuff I feel like is so wrong, and that's generally, you just see a lot of bullying on these subreddits. But in this case, that's not what we're talking about here, because this was a genuine post to the r/rise_gossip subreddit, which I didn't know existed until right now. I knew of r/bomb party sidelines, and then there's r/boiled jewels. Well, apparently there's a third one now, rise_gossip. So the OP posted a screenshot of Hannah's TikTok video where she says she quit Rise, and they said Hannah quit Rise right after convention and has posted 2 videos mentioning sides and seemingly screenshotted conversations with other Rise reps and how there's 2 sides to every story. She also supposedly quit Bomb Party over Mean Girls, so I'm not surprised that she already quit Rise too after dealing with them in person for a couple days. But she also made a bunch of videos about how convention changed her life and how much she loved meeting the women in Rise, etc. Does anyone know who she's beefing with? And here's where it all comes crashing down. First of all, yeah, I guess it's important to mention that Rise did just have their convention. Like, the bulk of the problem here happened during convention, which this will probably make a lot of you guys happy to hear, but Rise's convention didn't appear to be poppin'. This isn't your average like stadium convention you see from like Young Living or Paparazzi or Herbalife or something like that. This is like a hotel ballroom where they decided to hold Rise's convention, so I'm not certain that Rise is really doing all that great, considering this is what their convention looked like. But anyway, this person is basically giving Hannah the benefit of the doubt here with this Reddit post, basically saying like, well, she must have quit because people in Rise are also mean to her, because that's why she quit Bomb Party. Well, she quit Bomb Party because Bomb Party wasn't going to reimburse her monetarily for the inventory that she got scammed out of. Like, she shipped off this person's order and then they did a chargeback. She didn't get paid for it. I think Bomb Party was like, oh, we'll send you product credit, but Hannah was like, no, I would like the money that I spent reimbursed to me, please. And they're like, no. So I think that's why she left. So I don't know where this Mean Girls thing is coming from, because that wouldn't have been a rep who was doing that to Hannah in the first place. Probably not anyway. It was just probably just some scammer. But regardless, you can see like the people in these subreddits have always looked at Hannah as a person who is so kind and so sweet and so loving, to the point where she actually, while she was at convention, she won a leadership award that's supposed to be like highlighting her character, saying how good she is, how like she won an award award for it, meaning, people had to have nominated her. For all intents and purposes, Hannah had a very good reputation in Rise. And I think even Bomb Party, really. She was just mad at the way Bomb Party ran things when she was on the end of the stick there. But she was well liked. I'll tell you, she is drop dead gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And I remember the first time I saw her, I thought that. I was like, damn, this girl is beautiful. And so now I'm like, obviously we haven't gotten into it yet, and we will, but I'm starting to think, I'm like, she's had a life of pretty privilege. There's no way that, based on how she's reacting to this situation, there's no way anyone's ever pushed back on her. I don't think she's ever been told no. I don't think she's never, gotten her way. People like Hannah, who are so objectively beautiful on the outside, get shit handed to them. They just do. And I think that she is a living, breathing, walking example of pretty privilege, because up until this point, she's never been held accountable for anything. And we will see that. So what happened? Okay, I'm not sure if Hannah was the upline of the special needs victim, or if they were just sidelines or something. Hannah says that they were best friends. So, I don't know, she's only been in Rise for 6 months tops. Maybe you can form a best friendship with someone in that short of time. I don't know, man. I guess let's just go through the screenshots, because what happened is Hannah released a video saying she's leaving because she needs to do what's best for her or whatever. Everyone's all confused, who hurt Hannah? Well, the mother of the special needs adult, I think her name is Michelle, she got pissed off because people were pointing fingers at who hurt Hannah. Well, Hannah's the one who did this. So I guess out of frustration, the victim's mother decided to take these screenshots and release them to Reddit. And this is when all hell broke loose. So let's go through these screenshots here. What we're going to see here is a private conversation. It looks like the TikTok messaging app. Obviously, there's going to be some stuff here that seems irrelevant, but the only reason I'm leaving it in and going through all of it is because it provides context, because now Hannah's trying to say this is all taken out of context. Well, it's not. The whole context is here. This is a whole thread of messages, unedited, just to see what happens. So also, I'm going to be reading these as they're phonetically written. Obviously, I'm not going to say certain words, but I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just reading things as they're written. Okay, first message here. It says, "You sleep, N-word," at 3:03 a.m. Next morning, he says, "Hey, I'm awake," sends her a link to a YouTube video and said, "Listen to this." She said, "That's a good one. When are you building? Mom and I are building in 10 minutes. Y'all got band-aids or no? Not with us, no. Sweet, yes." I'm not sure what building means in this situation, because again, they were at convention, or why they would need band-aids. I was thinking they're doing some home improvement or something, but they're not at home. So what are they building? I don't know. Seems irrelevant, but the reason it's in here is for context. But you're already starting to see what the problem is here, right? Okay, so continuing. Okay, and then she said poop, and he said why, and then she said pee, and he said, "Well, go pee. I'm outside on the patio." Poop and pee jokes always get me. I'm sorry, but see, that's funny. Let's remember this when later Hannah wants to talk about what her sense of humor is, because I think poop and pee is funny. But what's coming later here is not so funny. She's sending emojis. He's saying, "Lol, what's wrong?" She goes, "None." He said, "Okay, come hang out with us outside." She says, "Hell nah." He goes, "We too bougie for you?" And then she sends Jim Carrey and she says, "Leave me alone." He's like, "Whoa, mind blown. See you next year." Sends a cow emoji. He says, "This conference isn't over yet. We got tomorrow still." She said, "Nope, might die. I'm leaving 5 a.m. tomorrow. Stay stuck. Bye, N-word." To which he responds, "I know you're messing around and aren't implying derogatory meaning by your comment. I do, however, find it very offensive collectively." And here's where a trigger warning is going to come in here with these next messages. She said, "The fact you're still sitting on your dead ass makes me want to put brass knuckles on and make you sleep. After that, I will crunch your body in a suitcase and take you to Texas, and you ain't got no kind of choice, bruh. And I swear to God, you're going to Broadway tonight." Bitch said, "What?" I have a lot to say, but let's just keep going. Let's get it all out of the way here. He responds to her and says, "I'm gonna need you to go chill the fuck out for a little bit, bro." She says, "I don't care if you sit at the bar like a weirdo the whole time with your headphones on. LMAO, you think I'm playing? Let's go to Goodwill." Hi, editing Savannah from the future here. I just wanted to clarify this because I forgot to in this video, but the reason she says let's go to Goodwill is because apparently across the street from the hotel they were staying at, there was a Goodwill there, which suggests suggests that she was saying, like, let's leave this property. Whatever happens over there won't happen on the property we're at right now. You know, just kind of just adding on to that threat to those who were confused. That's what she means. He says, saying the N-word is extremely offensive. Please stop. She responds with, oh, got too comfy. Sorry. Can we delete that on both ends? He said, that's not getting too comfy. She said, I said I got too comfy. I didn't know. He says, I understand. Then she asks him, just don't spread it around Rise, please. He says, I'ma keep quiet because I'm not petty. She says, okay, just know I said it like bro, nothing more. LMAO. He says, okay, smiley face. I'm not sure what she read wrong. Like, she's responding to the comment he said about being too comfy. She said, read that wrong. Yeah, it is. My personality, it is. Lol. You think I'm racist or something? He said, I never said that specifically. I was just letting you know I find it offensive. That's all. She says, okay. He then asked, have you looked into the history of words collectively? The word was used to oppress Black people during slavery, amongst other things. She said, a lot of people say it, name of the person on the other end of this conversation. It ain't that serious to me. Didn't know it was to you. Nothing about me is serious or hateful or racist. So, but I get it. It's over. He says, this particular subject is over. Yes. And she said, okie dokie then. Oh my God. Oh my God. So she called him the N-word twice. Might I remind you that he is a biracial person. He is half Black. His mother is white, I believe. She appears white anyway, but he is half Black, which, I mean, it kind of goes unsaid, like, why that's an issue to be a white woman saying that word to a Black man and thinking that that's totally okay. Like, what the hell? But I don't want to say it's a bigger issue here, but I guess it's equally as concerning in a different way, like in its own right, this threat. And she's going to sit here and be like, it's not a threat. It was just a joke. The thing that I thought of the first time I read this was there's a very famous murder case. Like, all the true crime YouTubers have covered it because it's so ridiculous. Sad, but like ridiculous. These people were, I think they were really drunk. I don't know. It was a girl and her boyfriend, and she got her boyfriend to get inside a suitcase, to which she then zipped it up and left him in there, and he suffocated to death. She tells the police, oh no, we were just playing hide and seek. It was an accident, which is crazy. We're two adults playing hide and seek. Like, that's nuts. But then they uncovered that there were videos on her cell phone that she was filming of her boyfriend in the suitcase, like begging to let him out because he couldn't breathe. And she was just saying, this is what you get for all the things you've done to me, or something like that. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was. So when I read these text messages, I'm like, that's a real situation that happened to someone. Not only that, but right before the suitcase thing, she's like, I want to put on brass knuckles and make you sleep, implying that you want to physically assault him until he loses consciousness, and then you're gonna shove him in a suitcase. Like, let me put it this way. Do I think she was seriously meaning she was going to do these things? No. But also, need I remind you, this guy has special needs. Like, there are certain people with special needs that can't understand sarcasm, or they can't process language in the same way that we do. They take things very literally. And I think that's the situation here. For someone who calls him her best friend, who is very aware of his life struggles and his identity, you're gonna just say this shit to him like he's someone who can't process things the way you can. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I just don't know the best way to say these things. No, that's like really fucked up to say to somebody. And not only that, but like, even if you're just like, yeah, it was obviously a joke, where's the humor in that? It's not funny. It's just like objectively not funny. Anyone who finds that funny is like, you need to check their fucking hard drives or something, because that person is not a safe person to be around. It's just my sense of humor. There's no fucking humor in that. So anyway, it is very clear why this man and subsequently his mother and caretaker got so upset. So obviously, once these screenshots started getting floated around, suddenly Hannah's on the defense. She's like, what? No. Oh, there's two sides to every story. I mean, we saw the whole context. What else could there possibly be? There's more to this, of course. Trying to go chronologically here. So Cindy Lee is the CEO of Rise. She went into what appears to be the official like Rise consultant Facebook page and posted a statement. Mind you, I'm pretty sure this is before anyone had quit Rise here. in this situation. But Cindy Lee said, "Hey team, we are aware of the situation currently being discussed within our community. We know this has been difficult for many, and we want you to know it's being taken seriously. We are actively handling it and will ensure we continue to protect the community we have built together over the last 6 years. We want to be very clear on expectations. The way we communicate matters, both publicly and privately. Derogatory language, racial slurs, hateful words, threats of violence, or dismissing someone when they express that something is offensive or crosses a line are not acceptable and do not align with who we are. I also want to be clear about something as a community. No matter what is happening, responding to hate with more hate is never the answer. That is not who we are. We lead differently here. We lead with respect, accountability, and professionalism, even when emotions are high. Hate never wins. It only creates more damage, more division, and more noise. In a world where we see negativity every day, choose to be better. Lead with integrity even when it's hard. Show respect even when it's not returned. That is what sets this community apart." So here's the thing. If you're taking this so seriously, you should have immediately just terminated Hannah. Terminate her, say, "Get out. This is not acceptable and it doesn't align with who we are." Okay, so if it's really that serious, say bye-bye. We don't accept this kind of behavior amongst us. So bye. Did they do that? No. No, they didn't. I'm not saying they sided with Hannah, but they definitely didn't do anything to protect the victims here. And I do also want to say, I'm done with this rhetoric. The rhetoric of be the bigger person. If someone's being disrespectful to you, just kill them with kindness kind of thing. You just continue being respectful. Fuck that. We have been trying with these people for years to just kind of shrug it off and be like, whatever, that person can't be helped. I'm just going to be the bigger person and move forward. I'm done with that. And I know a lot of other people are done with that too. Here's the way I see it is when you see this kind of behavior, you need to call it out. This is why, for example, why women choose the bear. Because they'll always be like, not all men. Okay, but it always is a man. And then the other men in their lives that, don't take the actions of the terrible men, they're at least enabling it and they're not calling their bros out. And that's why we have such a big issue, because no one wants to hold anyone accountable anymore because it just makes them seem rude. Oh, they'll lose friendships. They'll lose family. Who cares? Why do you want to keep associating yourself with people who in their private lives, as a white woman who is constantly preaching on TikTok about how much she loves God, she's out here in her personal private life using the N-word to the face of a black special needs person? Where's the accountability? I know I use the not all men thing as an example, but it goes in so many different ways. If you're out to eat with a friend and they refuse to tip the waiter and they start, being a jerk in the restaurant, call them out. Say, what the fuck are you doing? Don't act like that. You're being inappropriate. Watch them get defensive and then try to play the victim and say that they're the problem. Those are the people you need to not associate with anymore. I'm sorry. Those people are not worth keeping in your life. They're just not. And they're never going to learn unless people start holding them accountable. And that's what I'm seeing here with Hannah. I'm seeing someone who has pretty privilege. She has always gotten everything she wanted. She is a Christian, a good person. She's a mommy. No, no more. Because at this point, you're raising 4 children right now to behave in the same way you do. And we don't need 4 more of you populating this earth, okay? So maybe you need to fix your shit and then make sure your previous terrible shit doesn't trickle down to your children. There's so many things that need to be addressed in society today, and this is one of them. So for Rise and for Cindy Lee to come up here and be like, it's never okay to return hate with more hate. Yes, it is. At this point, it is. This is what I always tell my kid. I'm like, don't ever be the one to start it. Don't you dare start up a bullying thing. Don't start a fight. Don't start any of that stuff. However, if someone starts a fight with you, I will never be mad at you for standing up for yourself and defending yourself. So don't be the person who starts it. But if you're the victim, fight fire with fire, dude. That's where I'm at. I'm like, if you want to be a piece of shit, if you want to be a terrible example of a human being, then you deserve to be publicly shamed. You deserve to be called out. I'm not going to show you any respect when no respect is given to me. No. Absolutely not. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this, and I think a lot of people are like that too. A lot of people are pretty mad at Rise and Cindy Lee for saying this stuff. So I'm not sure who this person is in the company, but like, for example, this is somebody who saw the screenshots, can think for herself, saw Cindy Lee's statement and said no to all of this. So her name is Amy Coley. She made a post to what appears to be Facebook, I think. She left a link to the screenshots, and then she said, y'all, I have sat on this, prayed on this, and tried to mind my business, but my spirit won't let me stay quiet. I don't know if I can continue being a consultant or be affiliated with a company that turns a blind eye to something this ugly. A young man with special needs was bullied, threatened, and called the N-word by a fellow consultant. Let that sink in. Not only that, he was told to keep it hush-hush, like his voice didn't matter, like his pain didn't matter, but it does. He matters. What troubles me even more is that the company is aware, and yet that consultant is still standing. No accountability, no consequences. And that right there speaks louder than any statement they could ever put out. I'm sorry, but that don't sit right in my soul. Not as a woman, not as a mama, not as someone who believes in doing what's right, even when it's hard. His mama has an attorney and is pressing charges, and honestly, I don't blame her one bit. What he endured was cruel, malicious, and completely unacceptable. And the way he handled himself with more grace than I know I could have mustered. That says everything about his character. This all happened during the company's convention, a time that's supposed to represent community, growth, and leadership. But what was shown instead was silence where there should have been action. So here I am, standing on what I know is right. If speaking the truth costs me my position, then so be it. God don't bless mess, and he's already been tugging on my heart about what I'm connected to. Sometimes walking away ain't weakness, it's obedience. Y'all can do what you want with this information, but I will never be okay with bullying, threats, racism, or protecting people who do harm. I'll be sharing the link that was sent to me so y'all can see for yourselves. Do better, stand for something, because staying silent makes you part of the problem. Hashtag do what's right. Hashtag no more silence. Hashtag stand up. Hashtag accountability matters. Hashtag Southern truth. Hashtag God over everything. That's another thing I forgot to mention here. The way he was so kind and so respectful in a way that Hannah did not deserve. Like, that just breaks my heart even more, because what she deserved in that moment was to be like, what the fuck? Why would you say that to me? Instead, this man, who is very clearly a kind, pure soul, was like, I'm gonna take this as a teaching moment. I'm just gonna try to make her a better person after this. I'm gonna tell you right now, that did not work out for anyone involved here, because Hannah is just an all-around terrible person. Like, we will see that. And with the whole pressing charges things too. Yeah, that was another thing. I think it's this Reddit post where the mom, Michelle, shared all the screenshots. She had some comments on there that I think are clarifying that we can read through. First of all, when she posted the screenshot, she said, this literally came out of nowhere. She made a video with him on TikTok the day before. We were friends. And yes, I found that TikTok video. I'll put it on the screen here. I blurred him, obviously, because I don't want to cause any more harm to this individual. But yeah, at convention, there they are, just like making videos together. I'm not putting this out there nor wishing harm on this individual. We resigned so I could go public with our story because I was tired of her playing the victim. Yeah, so that's the other thing, is that in order for them to release these screenshots in the first place, they had to resign from Rise, because in Rise's policies and procedures, it says that you can't like talk badly about the company or your fellow Rise consultants. So instead of getting fired, basically being terminated, she decided to be like, I'm just gonna quit and then I can say whatever I want, basically, which again is unfair. Of course, multi-level marketing, I'm always happy when people get out of it. The problem here in this specific situation is that you have a mother who's a full-time caregiver to her special needs son. They both were, I believe, independent Rise reps. They both had their own little side businesses or whatever going on. But see, that's the problem with MLMs, is that people like Michelle and her son are targets. They are very often targeted to be recruited into multi-level marketing companies, because it's like, oh, well, what jobs can he really do? Well, yeah, there's jobs for people like him out there, but I understand the convenience of being like, well, I could work from home and make my own hours and make my own money. Like, he's just trying to contribute to his household. And then his mother, of course, like, she's a full-time caregiver to him. I don't know if she has another job outside of this. Like, I don't know what her financial situation is, but it seems to me like they thought that this was going to be the best option for them, like the best way for them to be able to make money and survive while she can stay home and take care of him. And then he also gets to be productive and have his own business also. Like, I'm not gonna give any like credibility to that, because generally in multi-level marketing companies, that's not how it works. That's just what they use to suck you in. And then once you get in, you're like, oh shit, I spent all this money and I'm not making any. But that was probably the thought process. So not only is this woman and her son a victim of the manipulative tactics that multi-level marketing companies use to recruit you into their little boiled jewelry cult here, but now they're like a victim of the other side of it, where they were basically forced to leave to defend themselves. And that's also messed up. Like, if Rise and Cindy Lee had decided, yeah, fuck you, Hannah, that's messed up, bye, this one, like, none of this would be happening right now. But Rise decided, oh, let's all just be bigger people and apologize and move forward. Like, it seems like that's what they were doing. And it's like, no, we need to be done with that. Anyway, in another comment, Michelle says, my son is not Hannah's only victim. The night before, the same night she walked across the stage accepting leadership, she threatened another rep's daughter. While that's not my story to tell, it tells you that violent threats from Hannah are a pattern and a huge concern, considering she's a stay-at-home mom of 4 babies. So I hope that person comes forward too. Like, yeah, pile it on to Hannah. She deserves it. I'm sorry. Like, let's get it all out in the open. Everyone needs to know how much of a monster this woman is. Anyway, Michelle also says, I'm not letting him partake in the social media aspect of all of this right now because it's becoming too much on him. He's in a therapy appointment as we speak. He's not okay. He's barely sleeping or eating, but he will be okay because I will make sure of it. Thank you for asking. Yeah, she was responding to a comment that asked if he was okay. Because of what Hannah did, she forced a special needs adult into a situation where now he is obviously distressed and she wants to play the victim. Yeah, she does want to play the victim. Let's get to that. So let's watch the video that she posted before the screenshots came out, where she is trying to explain to people why she left Rise without giving us any of the context and basically playing the victim. This is only the beginning. It gets so manipulative and gross, but here we go.
I left. You know why? Because I felt the need to stand up for myself. For me. To give myself some credit for being so kind and loving and see-through and genuine.
She left because she is such a good person that she needed to stand up for herself and prove that she is such a good person. Hey, here's the thing. People who are genuinely good people don't need to go out and tell people how good of a person they are. When you hear someone out here being like, no, I'm actually a really good person and I'm really genuine and kind and sweet and loving and blah, blah, blah. If you have to try to convince people that that's the traits that you hold, then it seems like those are not authentic traits that you hold. Like, you are trying to force that narrative, because if you were all those things, that narrative would be obvious. And that's the thing too, is that I think people thought that's what she was before all this happened. We see that person on Reddit being like, who hurt Hannah? Why'd she feel like she had to leave? Who's the mean girl? Who we gotta hurt? No, it turns out Hannah was the mean girl. And just calling her a mean girl seems like it's like diminishing what actually happened. Like, she's more than a mean girl. She is an absolute fucking monster. Anyway, let's continue. What other good characteristics do you have to shove down our throats, Hannah?
And never hurting anybody.
Oh, she's never hurt anybody. Not even the guy who she says was her best friend, who now is not sleeping or eating because of what she said to him. No, you've never hurt anyone, Hannah. No.
I know in my heart I never have any bad intentions, ever. And so I owed it to myself. And that's why.
I left because people wanted to hold me accountable. That's all I'm hearing. I'm such a good person, I don't deserve to be held accountable. That's all I'm hearing.
Listen, I'm not for everybody. I have a really big personality, and my humor A lot of people don't get it.
Again, Hannah, where was the humor? Need I remind you that most of the people who are watching this video did not know what she said in those text messages. She's just out here trying to be like, everyone's just ganging up on me. I have a sense of humor and people just don't get it sometimes. There's nothing funny about what you said. And if anyone is telling you what you said was funny, they're equally as terrible. Like, get those people out of your life also.
And I'm not apologetic for it, okay?
And of course, she brings her kid into it now at this point, so now I have to freaking blur a child's face. Thanks a lot, Hannah. Okay, so she's not apologetic. She doesn't want to apologize for the things that she said that started this whole thing. She doesn't want to be held accountable and she won't apologize. Okay.
Can I work on being better at not jumping full force and trusting people? Absolutely.
Oh, you know what this is giving? The only thing I did wrong was trusting the wrong people. Shut up. Oh my god, I hate her. I hate her. I hate people like her. You know what that's giving is like, if you go to a job interview and they're like, what's your biggest weakness? And you go, my biggest weakness is that I care too much. That's what this is giving. And it's crazy that she thinks that people are falling for this. And I guess people are. There are people in the comments who are just like, love you, you're an amazing person. Nah. Although I do hope that those people left those comments before they saw what she actually had said.
I can be myself, and man, that's what I wanted. That is what I've been praying for.
So then she brings God into it. I've been praying to be able to be myself. I mean, who's stopping you, dude? Basically what she's saying is like, I prayed to God to get me out of this situation and get me into a different situation where I can say the N-word all I want. And I can make jokes threatening to murder people all I want. I prayed to God for it, and this is what I wanted. God answered. God said, yes, Hannah, you may continue to be a racist piece of shit. And, you know, interestingly enough, if we are to believe that Jesus was a real person, he would have been a brown person. Yeah, if Jesus was standing in front of her, she'd probably call him an N-word too. How ironic.
God is so good. God is so good. I pray, and he answers, baby. And he ain't done.
What I think she's doing here is now doing the thing that all of these like born again Christians do when they get caught doing something terrible. You know, perfect example, Russell Brand. He got caught doing some awful things. I don't necessarily remember exactly what they were off the top of my head. Then what happened after all that got exposed? He went full on Christian. And now it's just like, I'm a Christian now. I'm such a good person. I'm saved. I'm forgiven. My sins have been washed away by the blood of Jesus, and now I'm a new person. Yay, like look at me. Like that's pretty much what I'm getting from her. It's giving, I was caught doing something terrible, but don't worry, my sins have been forgiven by Jesus, and therefore you should forgive me too. No, it doesn't work that way. And like, if God was a real deity, I don't think that he would be actively like going out of his way to bless Hannah after what she did. Like, there are a lot of other people in this world who are needing of blessings, who are significantly more deserving. But no, Hannah is just so special that she prayed and God said she's allowed to be a racist. So we're going to see Michelle now. She has a TikTok account where she reacted to the video we just watched. And then, you know, she started speaking out. So let's see.
You know why? Because I felt the need to stand up for myself. For me. To give myself some credit for being so kind and loving and see-through and genuine.
This is the way to do it. This is perfect. You've got this girl talking about how good of a person she is. Michelle gets on there and all she simply does is just kind of moves out of the way. So while you have Hannah on the right side of the screen talking about how good of a person she is, to the left of her, we see the words she actually spoke. Not a word was spoken by Michelle. She did this perfectly. Because no words even really need to be spoken at this point. That video from Michelle definitely triggered Hannah, so then she went and posted this video.
Hi. Let me get comfortable. There is something that Dr. Phil always says on his episodes, and if you don't know who Dr. Phil is or you didn't watch him growing up, you should watch every single episode, okay? He says, it doesn't matter how flat you make the pancake, there's two sides. Listen, I understand that there are people that are already biased because you wanted me to fail the whole time.
Guys, she's the victim. She made a terrible decision, behaved very, very badly, and the only reason people know about it now is because they wanted her to fail. Oh my god, Hannah, none of us fucking knew who you were until this shit. Like, the Rise and Bomb Party subreddits knew who you were, I guess, because they keep track of all of y'all. But now you're just gonna sit here and be like, I'm the victim because my dirty laundry was aired out just to bring me down because they don't want me to be successful. No, it's because there's this thing called accountability and you are dodging it left and right. Anyway, there's so much more to this.
It's never gonna happen.
Oh, really?
It's never gonna happen. Okay? So you can give up on your dreams of trying to destroy me.
I didn't have dreams of trying to destroy you until now. And I wouldn't necessarily call it a dream. This is just my job. Like, I find people who behave like shit on the internet and then I call them out and hold them accountable. But that's brand new for me. I didn't have this dream until now. But yeah, now you're on my radar, Hannah. Congratulations, because now every time you fuck up, guess who's gonna be there to hold you accountable and call you out? Me and many others too, but I have an eye on you now, Hannah. If you thought you were gonna dodge accountability before, well, we'll see about that.
But really, the awesome part about all this is that I wasn't alone when all of the mending was made. My tears were wiped from my face. My soul was called pure, and that so many others are so frustrating to look into because they're so fake. But mine was pure. This is the thing here. I got one person saying that this is the problem with what I said. I got the other person saying nothing about this and that it's about something else. So
what she is describing is something we're going to be getting full context of later here. Just so you know, like, when I recorded this video yesterday, the context of what she was describing here, I didn't know what she was talking about. I was like, what, you did something else? There's something else that you did that we don't know about? Like, hey, let it all out, sis. No, she's still referring to the same situation and the conversation she had afterwards, which she will be giving us more insight into later. But for now, we're going chronologically. This is the shit she was putting out. She's just like, no, everyone's telling me I'm such a good person and I'm not fake. I mean, the definition of fake, like, if you look in a dictionary, it's gonna be your fucking face, bitch. You know why? Because you had the whole Rise and Bomb Party and TikTok community thinking you were some beautiful, perfect, angelic, kind person. And then what we found out was the way you were behind closed doors is actually the opposite of all those things. You are the fake one. You are not fucking real.
I think I'm gonna go with the one that actually, like, is feeling, right? What's so funny is where's the subject, right? Can we please agree on something? That it is unfair to take a single piece of a conversation, a whole thread actually, a single piece where there's back and forth, mind you.
First of all, one single piece, it was a whole thread. There were like 10 screenshots there. This was not a little moment taken out of context. And even if it was, I can't think of a single context that would be like, oh, okay, actually this clears her name. Like, what context would it ever be appropriate to say the thing she said? Nothing was taken out of context, and the back and forth that you can see between her and the victim, he did nothing wrong. He said nothing offensive. He told her to chill out. Is that the back and forth? You were mad that he told you, a white woman, to calm down? Like, is that what it is? Because I'm not seeing anything wrong with that. Because he was absolutely right in telling you to calm the fuck down. It's just a little piece of a conversation. No, it was the whole thing. We all saw it.
And you flip it around to where you can make it fit this story that you're trying to fabricate.
Nothing was flipped. Those are your words and you said them, and there's no context that can make it better. Stop playing the victim. I know it's easier said than done with her because she just keeps playing the victim.
Can we agree on that?
No.
Would you like that?
No.
Last time I've spoken to these people, It was actually really nice. I got a really big smile and spent about an hour before my flight just laughing.
You know why? And I mean, and I don't know this for sure, I'm just speculating, but like human nature tells me that this is probably why. You guys were in a hotel together, like trapped basically for a convention. Could you have left? Yeah, but like everyone already had their flight ticket. Like it's such a pain in the ass to change your flights and stuff like that. Plus it costs more money usually. What I think happened is that, yeah, obviously this wasn't like some big giant fancy hotel because you guys were just like in a ballroom and you guys were what, like on the same floor? How many floors were on this hotel? You guys were bound to run into each other because it wasn't a gigantic convention. So what they probably did was like, let's just put on a happy face while we're here, try to, you know, quell tensions a little bit, make sure everyone is, you know, in high spirits while we're here. And then when we get home, we can actually start processing this. I think that's what happened. And it's like, it's weird to me that I even have to describe that because it just seems so obvious. Like when you are put in an uncomfortable situation like that, especially a work related event, yeah, you gotta keep it professional. You can't just go around fighting each other while you're off receiving awards, like on a stage for your company. What do you think they were gonna do? You thought that they were just gonna like mean mug you the whole time and then make you, oh, I feel so bullied, and like that's another fucking thing for you to try to say that you're a victim of. Like, no, I think they did exactly what they needed to do to kind of maintain that social construct to be like, we'll deal with this when we get home. And what I think she's trying to do here is trying to be like, well, they're hypocrites because they made me feel like I was totally fine and it wasn't a big deal. And now look, now they're spreading my dirty laundry out of context that totally isn't actually out of context.
I know some of you went through this entire video and you're like thinking of all the things that you can say to continue this facade. I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice because if you care about your life like I do, I don't know if you do or not, and your time, truly, this is all not real. This is something that is bigger than me, and I just seem to be the one being used for it.
So that was religion coded. She's basically saying none of this matters because we're gonna go up to heaven and live our eternal lives, but like all of this stuff that's happening on earth, not real, doesn't matter, and God is using her for what? As an example of evil in the world? I think it's more so she's trying to like play the martyr. I'm Joan of Arc. I am Martin Luther King. Like everyone just wants to persecute me because I'm pretty and nice and people just want me to fail, but none of it matters because I'm gonna die and go to heaven with Jesus. Just the craziest fucking shit. Dude, you want to talk about what's not real? You're Sky Daddy in heaven. That shit ain't real either. And quite frankly, ma'am, if heaven is filled with people like you, I don't want to go. That sounds miserable. At least all the cool people will be in hell, man. At least all the people who actually have a spine and decency are gonna be down there partying in the fire with Satan. And is it gonna be painful? I guess so, yeah, but at least we'll be together and not hanging out in the clouds with people like you. That sounds miserable. As far as I see it, if Christianity is real, I'm either going to have a life burning in a pit of fire or up in the sky with people I can't stand for eternity. Both of them kind of sound shitty, so I guess I'm just fucked. Royally fucked either way. It's such a cult, dude. Like, oh my god, none of this is real. And that's why I think there's so many fucking terrible people in this world, because they really truly are so indoctrinated into this apocalyptic fucking death cult that they don't care what actions they take on this planet Earth. They don't care who they hurt, who they harm, what they do. Doesn't matter because Jesus will forgive them because that's what the religion says. It says if you believe, that's what's gonna save you. So, and then you just go to heaven and have a perfect life in eternity forever. And it's like, no, none of that makes sense. But again, it's just what these people do. It's like they get caught doing something bad and suddenly it's, Jesus, I have Jesus on my side. I have God, and therefore I'm a good person. No, I'm sorry. This stuff pisses me off. Her behavior pisses me off. It's just sickening. You don't get to dodge accountability because you believe in God. That's stupid. You are stupid.
You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna let them. I got this tattoo months ago.
So that, I think it's a cross. It looks like a cross with like flowers on it or something. I don't know. But she's like, look, I have a Jesus tattoo. Guess what? I have 2 Jesus tattoos. I got them when I was a Christian. Conquer and rejoice. They're from my 2 favorite Bible verses. And guess what? Now I'm an atheist. So your tattoo doesn't mean shit.
I've been genuine my entire life. My character has stayed consistent.
Oh, so you've consistently been a racist your entire life. Got it. All right. Well, thanks for admitting that.
Throughout everything. I have nothing to hide. I'm very transparent. I've shown nothing but love and acceptance.
Oh, is that what it was? When you told him you were going to physically assault him to the point of unconsciousness and then shove his body in a suitcase? Is that what you were doing? Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I understand. All I've ever done is just like kindness and transparency. You threatened to murder a guy. A fucking special needs guy. Again, I don't think the threat was genuine. I don't think she was actually planning to do those things, but the point remains is that you can't just fucking say that to people, especially people with special needs.
And for the specific individuals, I just want to say that we all know what's happening. We all know what has happened. And
Oh, sorry. I paused it, but the captions are telling me I need to let her finish the sentence.
I forgive you.
She forgives them. The woman who says she is not apologetic and she will not be apologizing for the words that she used towards a special needs adult who she claims is her best friend. Like, honestly, you forgive them for what? For holding you accountable? The fuck? No, they don't want your forgiveness because they don't need it. There is nothing to forgive them for. If anything, they should be forgiving you. Because not only was she just terrible in those screenshots, but now she's dragging this out to make her look like the victim. And that's just another thing she's never gonna fucking apologize for. She'll never take accountability for the words she said, and she's never gonna take accountability for this. It's sickening. If you're gonna sit there and say you cared so much about these people, then why would you be doing this to them? They should be forgiving you. This is not the other way around. You want to talk about flipping things to change your narrative? That is exactly what you're doing. This is projection. This is fucking projection. This is the only thing these people know how to do.
And I hope that you find peace. In order to do all of this, you got to be in a really dark place.
Are you looking in a mirror and telling that to yourself right now? Because to think it's funny to threaten to someone and then in the suitcase and then back to Texas, you think that shit's funny? You know, the only people who think that's funny are people who are in a really dark place. I mean, honestly. She's like, oh, you have to be in a really dark place to hold people accountable. Like, she's just mad that her words are now known by the public. That's why she's mad, but she's the one who said them. So maybe start with your own fucking accountability. How about that?
I will always have this as a reminder.
Oh, this is the award that she won for her character and how good of a person she is as a leader. Yeah, you just bring this out. Yeah, see, this is proof of how good of a person I am. No, it's not. It's proof of how good of a person people thought you were.
I was chosen out of all of the reps for this, me and one other woman. And the award is pretty much for being true and being real and for my character. So,
like, she just ended it with being like, I'm clearly not the problem here. Please tell me no one is believing this. This is so absurd. Now this gets even worse because then this now becomes like a kind of a back and forth between Michelle, so the mother of the victim, and Hannah. So now let's watch this video that Michelle then made in response to what we just watched from Hannah. She kind of mumbles a lot, so I guess I'll try to put some subtitles on if I can figure them out. She's a bit of a mumbler.
So this is what we're doing now. We're going back and forth with videos. You can block every single cone I have. I always know what you're doing. Your new video, that's events and conversation before the threat. So if you want to keep going back and forth, I got you all day long. Because unlike you, I'm a mama bear and I do what it takes to protect mine. Hence why we resigned. Therefore, there's no one to silence me. I will tell it all. And it's in the hands of the court now. Oh yeah, by the way, we did press charges. In case you didn't know, gotta give you a little heads up. So, get your shit together. Get your affairs in order. I'm not letting it go. You want to play victim? Keep trying.
Okay, so a few things. First of all, I don't know anything about Michelle. She seems like a good, caring mother, but from what we're learning about Hannah seemed like a sweet, angelic, kind person, mommy bear to 4 little babies. And then we found out about her misdeeds, obviously. That's why we're making this video here. I don't know anything about Michelle. She could have skeletons in her closet too, for all I know, but based on the surface level things that I'm seeing here that are public on the internet, I'd like to applaud Michelle for stepping down from a company to defend. Like, she did nothing wrong, he did nothing wrong, but she still stepped down to defend him. And that's what a real mama bear should do. She says that she is telling her son that, he needs to stay off of social media while all of this blows over. Some people might be like, wow, he's 30 years old. But it's like, you're not comprehending that, like, she is his full-time caretaker because he has special needs. So it's like, I think she's gonna know what he can handle better than the rest of us here. So I don't see a problem with that. If anything, I applaud her for standing up to this fucking bully that is Hannah. The other thing too is, yes, she mentions that she pressed charges. Now, I don't know if that means she's suing Hannah or if she actually called the police. I mean, if she just filed a police report or something, what all can really be done about that? Police aren't gonna do shit. But a lawsuit, now that's different. Someone on Reddit said she had an attorney, or maybe it was that Amy girl. If she has an attorney, I would think she'd be actually suing. I think that this could fall under workplace abuse and harassment or something. I don't know. I don't see this as a case that's gonna blow up the whole freaking world. It's probably not gonna make it to a trial. It would probably just be settling in court or something. But she can sue for lost wages at least. I don't really know if this is a criminal investigation or a civil suit. If I had to guess, it's probably a civil suit, but I don't know for sure. If I find out, I'll let you guys know. So Michelle posts that video, and then on Hannah's TikTok, she posts this to her story. She said, "Can we please get the elephant out of the room and say that we are talking about a 31-year-old man and his mommy is the only one talking? He has special needs, Hannah, and he's your best friend. You should know this. Yeah, you should understand this. A 31-year-old man and his mommy, a 31-year-old adult who doesn't process things the way you and I do, Hannah. And quite frankly, I don't even like putting myself on the same level as you because I don't think you process shit the same way I do. Or maybe she does. She's just such a fucking narcissist that she's just unwilling to accept accountability. It could be that too. But what a disgusting thing to say. To go on your stories and be like, oh, this is between me and a 31-year-old man, and the only person who's out here yapping is his mommy. Gross. You are gross, Hannah. So then Hannah goes about her day. She posts a video of her singing gospel music and painting a door frame.
I haven't been at church since I don't remember when.
Yeah, okay, we don't need to listen to that. It's probably copyrighted anyway. And this shit makes me mad because, she's not, some mind-blowing singer, you know what I mean? And I can't stand it when people are always shoving their musical talents in the faces of other people when they're not really anything to write home about, okay, cool, you're singing in your house some gospel music, and, this is just a minute and 19-second long video. This is all it is her singing and painting. And it's just, so manufactured and trying to pretend that none of this bothers her, and then she goes and makes this video.
So before I even got onto TikTok to do bomb party or anything like that, I didn't have any social media. And as of right now, I don't have anything to do on here. And today I'm I just have a heart to go back to my peace.
AKA, I'm just sick of people holding me accountable, so she continues.
And you know what my peace is?
So I'm just gonna watch Dr. Phil. So weird.
It's Dr. Phil. And I miss him. And a lot of laundry needs to be done, and a lot of cleaning needs to be done.
Here's the thing too, is that she definitely looks like she's been crying. Her face is puffy. She's trying to act so fucking unbothered, but the proof is in your face, girl. You're puffy and red. We know you've been crying nonstop, and then she okay, wipes her tears away, and then turns on the camera and goes, I'm not bothered. Tell us about being real again. What was that about you being real? Shut up.
And a a lot of loving. Some my boobies need to be done, and cooking and all the things. I don't really like cooking. So, but maybe I can learn to try to like it because I'll have a lot of time on my hands. But man, I'm just trying to say it has been a journey, and the interweb is a lot of fun in a lot of ways. I met a lot of people, but it can also be very distracting and stressful. So my account will still be active, so you can reach out to me, but I probably won't be on here a lot. But I'm also really, really funny, and I have really good video ideas. So maybe I'll post some videos sometimes.
Oh my god, okay. She's giving Jessie Lee Ward. My OGs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That way that she just said that, it's giving Jessie Lee. Like, she's trying to do this quirky, like, goofy voice, and it's so Jessie Lee coded, which is not a good thing. Also, though, I'm like really funny. Yeah, we know your humor is just so top tier, man. So good. Like, she's just trying to convince herself of all this shit, and it's like, I don't think it's working because, spoiler alert, you know, she's making this video and the caption says, "You're welcome, I'm still here, so please don't faint, and my vids will be super legit. Thanks. New journey, funny videos, stay at home mom." She's saying, like, I need to get off the internet. I'm probably not going to be on here very much because, you know, the internet is just so distracting and I need to keep my peace and watch Dr. Phil. Spoiler alert, this isn't the end. This is not the last video she freaking posts. This was posted yesterday morning, so it's about a day old, and she's already gone against her own word, being like, I'm done talking about this. I'm not, you know, blah, 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 blah. No, she's still going. Anyway, let's get back to this wannabe weird Jessie Lee thing.
Maybe some workout videos.
Oh my god, so Jessie Lee.
Or funny ones with my kids.
Maybe stop posting your kids on the internet. What is she doing? Dude, she's weird. She's a weirdo. If that's coming from me, then that's how you know you're really weird. She needs help. That's all I'm gonna say. She needs help. She's not mentally healthy right now. I think, I mean, I'm not trying to armchair diagnose her, but I think maybe she should talk to somebody. A secular therapist would be great, because it seems like she's kind of really inching towards that religious psychosis point in her crash out. I think she needs to talk to a secular therapist. Anyway, let's see, there's 6 seconds left. How's this gonna end?
Talk to you soon.
Good. Okay, yeah, glad that was worth it. All right. She posted that yesterday morning, said that she's not going to be around much anymore. And then this was posted, as I'm filming this, 20 hours ago. So same day, she posted this video in tears. What did I tell you? Like, looking at that last video, I'm like, yeah, she's been crying, you can tell. And then now it's like, okay, she's crying again. Like, she's very clearly crying. This came out after I filmed yesterday. This is why I felt like I had to re-record this whole thing, because there's just more shit coming out. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but I fucking called it, man. Also, she has to be deleting comments, right? Yeah, because like there's no comments on here calling her out, which I don't believe, you know? Anyway, this is an 11-minute long video. I might be cutting some parts out just for the sake of brevity.
So I am like packaging these things up, and I'm so sad. I am so sad and angry.
You're so sad and angry that you're being held accountable for your actions. You felt the need to quit because you were being held accountable, and now you're sad and angry at everyone else except for you, right? Because you're not going to take the blame for this. Oh my god, she's just the worst.
Because how happy I was here, and like, I'm getting screwed. I am getting so screwed here.
Have you ever considered maybe not using the N-word then? Have you maybe considered not threatening people? I'm getting screwed by yourself. But no, point the finger of blame at other people. It's the only thing she's fucking good at.
It's infuriating. And you know, the most sickening part is that every single person involved here, I have done nothing but speak highly of to their face and behind their back.
Nothing? I'm pretty sure we all saw in private messages where you were not doing that. I don't think you understand the term nothing, because we've seen that there actually is something that you were saying behind the scenes that contradict what you just said. So
I'm sad to miss out on all the new collections. sad that I'm not gonna like continue to grow. I really hope that it was worth it.
To you? Like, who are you talking to? To them? I think it's worth it to them to hold you accountable. Yeah, I would be saying the same thing to you. I hope it's worth it to you. Was it worth it to say the N-word to a biracial man with special needs? Was it worth it to threaten said man with the things that you threatened to do to him? I hope it was worth it. You're the one who's upset here. You're the one who is having a moment here. Everyone else is out here moving on with their lives, but you are the one who is suffering at the hands of yourself. So I hope it was worth it.
She can go and take a look in the mirror and see that she is so far from having any kind of right to judge anyone at all.
Okay, you want to give us some examples?
She knows the truth, and so do I. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that someone can be so evil. I knew that there were evil people out there, but I've never met anyone that has no good in them.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure that if you were tasked with having a lifetime of caring for your special needs child, it'd be pretty hard to hear that she has no good in her. Because that is the most like unselfish thing that a mother can do, is be a stay-at-home caretaker for their 30-year-old child, a grown adult child with special needs. But you're gonna sit here and say that she has no good in her? She's spending her entire life caring for another person that's not her. And what are you doing? Hannah, what are you doing? Crying on your porch because you got held accountable? Wow. They're so evil for holding you accountable. God, I hate her. I cannot stand this bitch.
I showed her more love than probably anyone ever has.
I doubt that.
And my so-called person that I called my best friend, evil.
She's talking about the victim here. She is saying the special needs adult that she used a racial slur and threatened to harm, he's the evil one. You're literally just sitting here calling a special needs adult evil. Like, that's crazy in and of itself. But then, like, added on the context of what you actually did to him, for you to still be saying this shit is just fucking wild.
Evil. You want to know the story? This is the story. After the messages where was upset, I saw him in the hallway. We were on the same floor of the hotel, and he walked out of his room, and I was joking, so I turned around and I walked towards mine, and he was like, "No, stop, come on, stop." And I was like, "No, you stop." And then we went to the elevator, and pretty much was like, we were okay. I go downstairs, and the Monarch people are going to take their photo. They all have t-shirts. Carol told me to go upstairs. I'm just going to say it all, because no one's responding to me. No one's sticking up for me. I'm going to stick up for my damn self, okay?
Yeah, you're literally the only one who believes in yourself anymore. Like, this is absurd. She's basically, what she's going on with is saying, like, after I made him upset, we met in the hallway, and I was joking around and pretend to walk away from him, and then he was like, "No, come be in the elevator with me," and then everything was fine. This is what I was describing earlier. It's like the social contract of, like, let's just make everyone chill and happy and all get along with each other now while we're stuck in this hotel together. Afterwards, when we get home, then we'll actually, process things and handle them. That's what's going on. And she's saying that they're evil for doing that, for trying to keep the peace while they're all in a hotel together. Like, that's what most normal people would do. Like, if it were me, there's no fucking way I would be like, "Nope, yeah, we're cool. We're totally..." No. But I'm a bitch. I'm a raging fucking bitch. And I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn, and I'm not gonna, I don't do that shit. But most normal people would. They'd be like, okay, the best way to do all this is going to be all of us just get along. When we get home, we'll talk about it later. That's basically what she's getting at. And she's like, wow, they're so evil. So nuts.
I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to. Carol told me to go get my t-shirt and do the picture real quick. So I go to my room, I put the t-shirt on. I'm coming back down. I get a phone call that something happened and that I can't take the picture together with them. I'm like, okay, what happened? So I went straight to the CEO. She got someone else to come and listen to everything, and then Cindy had to go back to work. So it was just me, another person that works there, and Carol. At first, it was us just sitting down with Michelle.
So to be clear, I don't know who Carol is. Obviously, Michelle is the mom. So what I'm assuming happened is they were going to take a picture. The son was clearly upset. The mom said, "What's wrong?" And then he probably showed her the text messages and she was like, "Nope, we're talking about this now. Let's get CEO, other people involved. Let's sit down and talk about it now. We're not taking this fucking monarch picture," whatever that means. I don't know.
When Michelle first came in, I went like this. And I couldn't even breathe for a while because I felt so sad that she saw that.
I'm so sad that I said some things I thought no one else was ever going to see, and then she saw them and it made me sad. That is a personal problem. That's something on you.
Because that was meant for a private message to someone that I called my best friend.
Oh, so because it was supposed to be private, that means no one was ever gonna see it. It's a fucking TikTok, dude. It's social media. It's giving a spouse cheating on their other spouse and then like them finding out because they saw a text message, you know? It's like, how dare you invade my privacy? Like that's what she's doing. It's fucking crazy.
I thought that that's the kind of friendship we had and that I could just like say whatever.
You thought you could say the N-word to a biracial man as a white woman, a white Christian woman. You thought that was gonna be fine. It's just awful. She's an awful person.
The first thing that Michelle says is that it wasn't about the word, it was about the
threat
on life. When I tell you my mouth dropped, like it never dropped in my entire life. I was so shocked to hear that come out of her mouth. It makes my heart race right now just thinking about it. And I turned my body away from her because I couldn't believe that this was real. I said out loud, "This is the craziest thing I've ever been a part of in my life." I said, "You really think?" And I said all the details. And she said, "Yeah." And then she goes, "Because of past trauma." Everything that I said, other people said immediately that whenever they saw it, they see that it was a joke and that it was a bro thing.
It's not what normal people like. Yeah, I think all of us see that and they don't think that she's seriously gonna do that. The problem is that it's not a joke, it's not funny, and it's like that's actually a thing that's happened to people. Also, this is something I didn't mention either that I'm like remembering right now, because in the text messages she's trying to tell him like a lot of people say the N-word. Like, I didn't realize that it was so bad to say to you. Like, I didn't realize that you were gonna be so offended by it. It's like you're saying that to a half black man. Like, what the fuck? What did you expect? For her to be like, everyone says it. So many people say it. It's not even a big deal. Okay, you're surrounding yourself with really terrible people then, because there is not a single person that I willingly keep in my life that uses that word. When we were all kids, like that's one thing, but now we're all fucking adults and we know the weight that our words carry. We know the history behind it. I mean, I'll even say I had never even seen what blackface was until I was in college, because I was in film school and I took an introduction to film class and they had a whole section on like blackface and stuff like that. I didn't realize, like, I know that sounds crazy. It's like you were 18 years old. Wow. But it's like, that's not something that's like taught. And I was raised in a very conservative family, a very conservative Christian family. Yeah, this wasn't a thing that was ever taught to me. Like, I didn't know what blackface was. So it's like when you're young, that's one thing, but we are talking about like 30-year-old adults, dude. Like, there's no excuses for this. We're not kids anymore. If you think that everyone just says it, everyone says it. No, they don't. If that is what you think, you are surrounding yourself with terrible people and you should probably get some new friends. That's all I'm saying.
And so finally, someone else asks her, "So now that you know everything, Michelle, you can't project your trauma on other people. Do you think Hannah meant that by what she said?" And she says, "No."
Right. None of us think that you actually meant you were going to do that. But it's like, it's the principle of it. It's fucked up that you said that. And also the person you said it to is someone who is special needs.
We were done. And then she walked out. She was going to go get. Before she walked out that door, I said, "Michelle, so you have zero doubt about what happened. You know that everything I said was harmless and that it was all a joke." And she says yes.
To her, I guess, but it clearly wasn't harmless to her son, who can't process things the way other people do. Like, honestly, it's not Michelle's fault that Hannah's here, like, just misunderstanding literally everything, because she's been in an echo chamber and a little bubble of her own bullshit for her whole life. It is not Michelle's fault that you are not understanding this. There's more. We're not even halfway through this fucking video.
And so the next stop is, so we go out in the hallway. I still have a mediator, okay? So she's there. It's me and Carol. And so at this point, I'm thinking that he is afraid for his life. Like she said, she kept saying that he's so scared, he's so afraid, he's so fearful. I started to cry and I said, before anything is said, I just want to tell you that, like, I'm not mad at you. And he's like, no. And he's like, talks about the word. Y'all, he said absolutely nothing about the other thing that I said. All he had to talk about was the word. That word triggered him, which I completely understand, and I validated it 110%. And I'm like crying. And he stops mid-sentence and he comes up to me. And he takes both of his thumbs and he comes up to me and he wipes my tears. And then he takes a step back and he tells me, do you have any idea how beautiful you are? He looked me up and down. He said, inside and out. And then he went on further to say that my soul is pure, that I have a pure soul. And so after I understood, we were walking in the hallway and I told him, thank you for standing up for what you believe in. Thank you for not keeping it quiet. My language just needs to be cleaned up. I said, since I got those awards, clearly I'm growing and I'm leveling up.
Since I got those awards, clearly I'm a good person and everything that you guys are accusing me of isn't true. But now we're getting the context right. When she made that video of her sitting on the floor and being like, I'm such a good person, here's my award, she was saying like, one person said they were mad about one thing and then another person said they were mad about the other thing, so they're fake. How come it's like totally inconceivable that like both of the things you said were fucked up? Again, he's got special needs. His brain chemistry is just not the same as the rest of us. It is entirely possible that he went to talk to his mom about this stuff, showed her all that stuff. Maybe she was like, oh my God, that's so messed up what she said. And he's like, yeah, it is, like agreeing with her or something like, but obviously from the mom's perspective, yeah, like that would be the thing that would piss me off the most as a mom if someone threatened my kid with that. But like with him being a biracial man, like, yeah, the N-word would definitely make him upset. And that's what he was responding to really in the text. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the other shit she said was also messed up. Her defense here is like the messaging coming from both parties was contradictory, so therefore it must all be fake and they must just want to see me fail. That's all it is. It's like, you were so wrong, manipulative, like what the fuck? Anyone who believes this is like her last ditch effort, because she's out here saying all this shit thinking that it clears her name, that now she's not the one who's the problem, it's them, because she got mixed messaging. No, the problem is what you said, period. It doesn't matter what conversations were had at convention. They were just trying to calm you down and have everyone get along while you're all still trapped in a hotel together. That was what they were doing. That's what they were trying to do. And it's not their fault that you can't fucking understand social cues like that. It's just so obvious. And she has no excuse to be like, well, I didn't get that, sorry. No, you are like actively choosing not to understand.
So God, this was it. Like I had to clean up my mouth. And so I thanked him. And that I said that I needed this, and thank you. The last part of the conference was happening and I ended up leaving because I was so emotionally drained. And so I decided to go get a massage. I come back from the massage. The only person I see in my view is Michelle. And she's at the front desk area where all the snacks are. And I flash her a really big smile, and you know what she does? She flashes me a bigger smile back, the biggest smile she's ever flashed me. And so I go up to her, she's walking behind me. She says, hey, did you give Hannah her s'mores bag? Because I bought the s'mores. He was like, no, I'll go give her the bag. And so she tells, after everything, she tells to take the bag, to give the bag to me. So she watches me go up, just me and him, to the hotel room. And when we got to his door, I said, do you want me to stay out here and you give me the bag, or do you want to come to my room? He said, I'll go to your room. And so when I got home, I called Carol because I saw that wasn't following me anymore, but he kept looking at my profile. And so by the fourth time, I follow him to like let him know, like, I see you. Like, first of all, I see that you blocked me and unblocked me, so since we're not following each other. Second of all, I see you looking at my profile.
For those of you who don't know what she's really talking about here, after a certain follower milestone on TikTok, like, you can see who views your profile. It sounds to me like the son, once they got home, he decided they shouldn't be following each other anymore. So he went to her profile, clicked the block button, and then unblocked her because he didn't want to fully block her. But by blocking and unblocking somebody, I'm pretty sure it makes both of you unfollow each other. Like, it forces her to unfollow you, basically. And that's what he was doing. That's what I think he was doing. Probably not to spy on her. Like, she's trying to make it sound like he was like stalking me. He wouldn't stop looking at my profile 4 times. And it's like, could it possibly be because he forced you to unfollow him? You kept going back to follow him and he kept going back to your profile to block you again? He doesn't want you following him. Period. It sounds to me like that's why he kept going to your profile. Not to stalk you, not to keep eyes on you. He wants you to leave him alone, but he doesn't want to full on block you. Oh my God, the way she's painting him out like he's some kind of creep, just like creeping on her. He won't stop looking at my profile. No, he's going to your profile to click the block button.
And so he blocks me and unblocks me again, and then looks at my profile again, so I follow him again. Messages me saying, we're not friends, stop trying to follow my TikTok account. And I was like, I must be totally out of the loop, like this is news.
Okay, he very clearly told you what he was doing, what his intentions are. He said, we're not friends, stop following me. Because he forced you to unfollow him, you decided to take it upon yourself to then continue to try to force this relationship between the two of you. He's like, I don't want her following me, block, unblock. And then she kept doing it over and over again. That's not on him. That's on her. She's like, I don't understand. We were so friendly at conference. Yeah, they were trying to, like, everyone gets along. And then we go home and we figure this out later. That's what they were trying to do. Like, she's acting so stupid. Like, she's really playing dumb here. She's like, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Why don't you want to be my friend anymore? I don't know. Maybe because you used a racial slur and threatened my life. Even though you weren't serious about said threat, you weren't actually going to do said threat. It's still a really fucked up thing to say to somebody that you allegedly care about and you're like your best friend. It's just playing dumb at this point.
I'll just do us a favor and block you myself. And after that, I didn't say anything to anyone. Then I go live, and this dude named Josh with the black heart comments on my live and says that I'm disgusting and vile and that I don't deserve a spot here at Rise and that I don't belong here. I didn't say anything about that either. And then a girl messaged me and said, and asked if I was okay. And I don't really talk to this girl. And I'm like, yeah, why? And she's like, well, Michelle's out on the streets saying that you is a victim of your abuse.
Yeah, because he is. You are so fucking manipulative. She's trying to be like, oh, well, I never, like, physically abused him. It's like, okay, you, like, are taking advantage of someone who's special needs. And you're trying to play dumb, being like, I don't understand why he's got his mommy out here talking. It's like, you know he's special needs. You know what's going on there. Never once in any of these videos does she acknowledge this. And yeah, I understand people who are special needs, like, a lot of times they want to be treated like everyone else. Great. But there's a line there where it's so fucking obvious that you have to acknowledge. And she's just unwilling to do that because that would mean acknowledging that she's a bad person, and she just can't do that because, you know, she prays to God and God tells her she can be as racist as she wants. So
I immediately call Carol. She tells me to stay away from her because she's just all about drama and that she's just trying to get information out of me. When she first answered, she said, let me tell you something, Hannah. Just let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't want to answer this phone call because I don't know how to deal with it. And so she patches me in with this other chick. I'm pretty sure she was already on the line. I don't know. And she pretty much like put herself on mute while she got ready for her live, and I talked to the other woman. And then Carol goes live and she's talking to that specific girl, telling her how much she loves her. I'm kind of confused.
It's just obvious they're trying to, like, keep you in control, like, because you're out here, like, acting a fool and trying to get people on your side, and no one believes you. No one wants to be on your side. No one wants to be on the side of a racist. No one wants to be on the side of someone who manipulates a special needs person. Like, no one wants to side with you. And she's like, I don't get it. I'm confused. Girl, get a clue. I mean, I totally admit, like, if it were me, I'd be straight up with her and be like, nah, fuck you. Like, I don't want to be involved with you. Stop calling me. Do not call my phone ever again. But it sounds to me like these people are trying to keep the peace and trying to keep you under control so you don't go off and do some crazy shit. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. I don't know. I wasn't involved in this, but like just kind of putting myself in that situation. If I wasn't trying to ruffle feathers between people, I'd just be there and listen and be like, oh yeah, this is just so much drama. But like, truly, there's a reason why no one wants to side with you and defend you, because it is indefensible what you did. And it's crazy to me that she doesn't get it.
So it's really twisted and it's messed up and no one's sticking up for me. Everything's just normal, right? For everyone else, but not for me. That's the story. That is what really happened.
So she's just like, the story is, I'm a victim because no one wants to be straight with me, which, like I just said, yeah, I do feel like people should be more upfront. Not a lot of people are into confrontation. They don't really know how to handle these situations. So the best thing to do is just kind of be nice to everyone. Not only that, but Rise, fucking their CEO, Cindy, went on Facebook and was like, everyone just be nice to each other. Don't return hate with more hate. And it's like, okay, we're in a cult and we're going to listen to our dear leader. She says not to be hateful to everyone. Like, it's just so fucking obvious what's happening here. She's like, how come I'm the only one suffering? Because you're the one who did it!
And the fact that I'm being dodged.
Yeah, because you're racist.
I'm being ignored.
Yeah, because you're racist.
But Michelle and are not.
Yeah, because they're not racist.
By Carol's talking to them.
Yeah, because they're not in the wrong.
While they are lying, saying serious allegations about me when she was there to see everything.
Where's the lie?
I texted, I gave opportunities, and the opportunities were not taken. So here's the truth. It is the truth. So yeah.
Finally, we're at the end of that video. Unfortunately, it's still not over, because then after this, oh my god, this is another fucking 10-minute long video. Michelle posted a response to this. I will be cutting this one up for sure, because for the first like half of the video, there's really annoying background music in it. I don't know if it's copyright or what, but also, again, Michelle mumbles, so it's really hard to understand her. I'll do my best to add subtitles and stuff, but let's see what Michelle had to say.
I wasn't going to do this. I was going to be the better person for once and not respond to your stupid ass videos, because we will have our day. I will tell you one thing. I am tired of you playing victim and your big puppy dog tears. If you don't think the situation affects me, it makes me sad. It makes me cry. I'm not going to go back and forth with details. I know the truth. You said what you said. You were wrong. And now you're alone. Like, because people are taking our side. Never asked anyone to. I don't expect anyone to. And nobody was there. But you can see, the text messages. And that says it all. I literally just had to pull off the highway to make this response. Because if I don't make the response, then, people are really going to talk. Look, she's a bully. She's conniving. She's her son's disability. She's the reason why her son's mental health is so bad.
If anyone's saying that, that's fucking crazy. Like I was saying before, this obviously isn't something that the son like developed by living with her. This is very clearly something, when you watch him speak and you watch him move, like you can tell there is an actual biological reason, genetic reason maybe, for what's going on here with her son, and it's not her fault.
Not one damn one of you know me. Even if you're on my side, you don't know me. But I will tell you what I'm not. I'm not a bully. I'm not a bad mom. And I'm not a liar.
No, I mean, if anything, she's a good mom. Like, I personally think that she's being a good mom here by protecting her son and being like, let me handle this. Because, yeah, there are obviously things at play here that would make it difficult for her son to properly defend himself.
I'm also not a racist or a bigot. I am a mom who has had to fight for 32 years. I had to fight since I was pregnant with him too. But if you were his best friend, you would know his birth story. If y'all want to go ahead and believe, her puppy dog tears, then go ahead. All those that second guess me, all those posting on Reddit about me. Can I just clear up for the record one thing? It has never been institutionalized. So keep on Reddit.
I didn't see anything on Reddit that was suggesting, I mean, maybe there's another subreddit I don't know about, but I didn't see anyone suggesting that her son like was institutionalized or something like that. So that's fucked up that if, people would be saying shit like that without any evidence to back that up.
Do you know that it's very easy to get an IP address off of Reddit? And do you know that whoever decided to call the police and adult CPS to do a welfare check on, even if you did call an anonymous, which I'm assuming you did.
Yeah, so if you didn't understand what she just said, she said that someone called adult CPS and sent them to her house to do a welfare check on her son. The fuck is wrong with people? I'm not gonna put words in her mouth, and I'm not trying to say that this is definitely the case, but what it sounds to me like she's saying is that someone who is on Hannah's side anyway has been spreading shit on Reddit, saying awful things, and then they went and called CPS. I think she's suggesting this is the same person. I think we all have a suspicion of maybe who would do that, or, you know, someone who's very close to that person that we're all thinking.
Guess what's still on that report? Your phone number. So on Wednesday, when I have that report, you're getting blasted too, whoever you are.
Good. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. I mean, I don't know how any of this stuff works, but she's saying that they are willing to give a report to her from someone who decided to call adult CPS on her, and she's going to know their identity this upcoming Wednesday, apparently. Can't wait for that.
Because if there's one thing my child is not, and that's in danger in my house when I'm around. Call him again if you want. But I've watched your lives, Hannah. Remember that paint thinner? When you said, oh, he's just dehydrated. He needs to drink some water. Here, I got some water for you. Your little chat was egging you on.
So I didn't know the context of this allegation at first. I thought she was saying that Hannah had tried to trick her son into drinking paint thinner. But since I recorded this video, Michelle has posted more context into that statement. In the live stream I'm showing on the screen right now, Hannah is seen brandishing a can of paint thinner and basically telling all the haters in the chat that they're only acting up because they're clearly dehydrated. And hey, I have this can of paint thinner. Do you want a drink?
Here, I can open it for you. You want some?
Obviously, that's another joke, quote unquote, of hers. But again, where's the humor? Also, in the same live stream, she responds to a comment about her, quote, threatening to hit a special needs person, unquote. And she says, he wasn't that to me.
To me, he wasn't that what you're saying.
Hannah, it doesn't matter if you personally refuse to acknowledge his disability. That doesn't mean he doesn't have one. Your lack of acknowledgement does not make his diagnosis go away. It just shows your ignorance.
Such a beautiful piece for court. You just fell into my hands with that one, didn't you? And you can keep making these videos and deleting them, because if you don't think my village gets to them before I do, you know nothing. In order to tell our story, we could not continue to be reps. It is against P&P to talk down about a company or a fellow IC. So we were forced, because they dropped the ball. Teach their own their opinions, you know. We're all entitled to our opinions. At the end of the day, God, that's what's important. Since you want to bring him into everything. God knows the truth. And whether that put him to sleep with brass knuckles, put his body in a suitcase, take it back to you at Texas. You think I'm playing? Just go to Goodwill. You know, Goodwill just happened to be right in front of the hotel off of conference property. Even if that, you had no intentions on that and following through. Why would you say that to your bestie? I joke with my friends. Never in that meaning way, whatever. It was very descriptive, Hannah. And you know why you were told to get out of the lobby? Because I was fixing to go to jail. Right then and there. I'm serious.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is Hannah was talking about how she went down to the lobby to take a picture, and then everyone was like, no, actually, you need to come with me and come talk to blah, blah, blah. Michelle is saying it's because she was so fucking pissed off at Hannah that she was about to do something that would not be good. So I'm sure Michelle got a talking to, obviously, but like, that's her baby. You talk to her baby like that. Any parent, any decent parent would fight the urge to harm someone who threatened to harm their kid.
I mean, I think majority of parents are like that. I could be wrong, but you know, I don't know. So continue to make your little funky videos, playing the victim. Poor Hannah, poor Hannah, poor Hannah. I'm so tired of poor fucking Hannah.
Me too.
Poor Hannah. What about 25 months of my life, I put my all in this company and had to walk away after just going to conference.
Then after this, Hannah posted another video in response, I guess, that I have not watched yet. So let's see.
I'm getting a lot of messages asking if I'm okay, and I wanted to address something. The reasoning behind the video was I wanted to share how I was feeling. I do that, if you guys know me, okay? And so I did. And then something happened in me. I started to get heated because of how sad I am. And it makes me think of if my child or my husband or my best friend or my friend or anybody feels this way, I'm going to stand up for them. Because clearly they look alone. They look vulnerable. They look like they're fending for themselves. And for the first time in my life, I saw myself and I said, no.
Really?
So I decided to continue the video, and I was going to tell my story. Because this the other side has been going on, and what have I done? I've given vague details with no names, and it just didn't do it for me. I've given opportunities. I have tried to get someone to acknowledge me and validate me.
Just let me use the N-word. Someone validate me and tell me I'm allowed to do that. Tell them I'm allowed to manipulate a special needs adult. Someone validate me. Like, do you fucking hear yourself? She is awful. She is so awful.
And be on my side. That was there. And the funny thing is this is exactly what I was talking about at conference when that lady was talking and I took the microphone. This is the exact issue that I was trying to verbalize that was really hard to get out.
Sorry, you're gonna see a weird little edit there. It's because DC just sent me another link to a video and it was the same exact one that we're watching. So sorry that there was a weird little blip there.
These kind of issues, my whole life, I have taken the other person and I have put them up here and I have made sure that I overcompensate for what they did, even if it's to me. Because I don't want them to feel bad. I don't want them to feel guilty. I don't want anyone to look at them a certain way to make them feel any type of way.
But now you do, right?
And so I just carry it around. I can do that with ease because I know that the Lord has me, right? Like, He has me.
Exactly. What she's saying is I don't have to ever be accountable for anything because I've got God on my side. Exactly what I was just saying. Holy shit.
But I know for a fact, this time, He told me, you are going to stand up for yourself.
No, He fucking didn't. No, He didn't. And if God was real, He definitely wouldn't be on your side on this. You're a piece of shit. God didn't tell you this. This is something that when I was a Christian, I used to get mixed up all the time. This is not God telling you this. You are hearing your subconscious. You are hearing what you want to hear. Because in some sects of Christianity, and this is how I was raised also, when you hear that little voice in your head, they're like, that's God leading you. That is the Holy Spirit telling you what to do and guiding your path. Like, there's a whole fucking Bible verse about it. Is it from Philippians 4:4? Where I have rejoice in the world, in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. Or no, was it conquer? Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Christ that loved us. Which one? I feel like it's one of these who's like, in all your ways acknowledge Him and He shall direct your path. And I feel like it was one of these verses and now I'm already forgetting. I don't know. I don't remember what verse it is, but it is a Bible verse. I just couldn't tell you which one it is right now at this point. But yeah, it's that verse that confuses people, that they go, oh, that little voice in my head, that's not my subconscious. That's not my inner dialogue. That's God. And that's what she's doing. She's like, God told me to stick up for myself. Why would He do that? You fucked up. Why would He claim you as His child at this point?
As a parent, if my child were to continue to do this, I would get angry.
Do what?
And I would say, you are not going to let them make you feel this way.
So what you're saying is Michelle should go to her son and say, look at what you're doing to Hannah. Look at her. She's clearly suffering. No, because he's not in the wrong. You're in the wrong. You're the one wronging him. And probably every word that comes out of her mouth, if her son is hearing any of this, it's probably making him more and more upset. She is not acknowledging what her first actions did to him and what her current actions are still to this moment doing to him. She is not acknowledging any of that at all. She's like, but me, I'm so sad. Look at how sad I am. Poor me. Oh my God. It is insufferable. It is disgusting. And there are so many things I want to say that I'm like biting my tongue on because fuck this bitch.
You need anything that you guys are thinking about, people that are in the video. That wasn't my intention at all. I just told you my intention, and it was to simply stand up for myself. And if you do have an opinion of anyone else in there, that is totally your prerogative. All I did was tell the story, and you take it how you want to, but I did this for me, and I'm so sorry if the people that were involved don't have such a good look right now. I'm okay. I'm not bawling my eyes out. I haven't been bawling my eyes out since the video. It was...
You just cried.
In the moment.
You were just crying.
I validated myself, and that's it. And now my story is told. Now the gaps are filled in. I have people messaging me saying, thank you. I was so confused. And now you're not. Now you guys get to take these crooked glasses and you get to straighten them up. And now you can see what's really going on. So, deuces. I don't know what else to say. See y'all on the flip side.
Oh my god. Holy hell. That was just awful. I mean, for her sake, she really needs to just stop. She needs to do what she said she was going to do and get off the internet. She needs to get off of TikTok. One more thing here. I just want to add at the very end, as I was editing this video, it became clear to me that Hannah has in fact deleted her TikTok, and it has been down for about 3 days. So I guess she's finally keeping her word and staying off the internet. I honestly, truly hope she finds the help that she needs, because I personally think that she needs help. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm saying it like genuinely. I hope she finds someone to talk to get her out of this headspace, because she's clearly unwell. She is the one digging her hole deeper and deeper and deeper. The advice I would give to someone that I care about and would like to see them be better and get better and come up on top would be, hey, shut the fuck up. Because it sounds like she's got a lawsuit coming, because if she's the one who called adult CPS, I'm not saying she was, I'm just saying if she was, like, there's harassment for you. It sounds like she has a pattern of being a manipulative, hateful piece of shit. And now she cannot grasp accountability. She doesn't know what it is. She's like, she's not changing. There's no change here. This is not how a changed person behaves. A changed person in her situation would be like, I'm so sorry. I did fuck up. I shouldn't have said this. I thought I was joking, but now I understand why it was hurtful and why I shouldn't have said that. She's not doing any of that. She's not. She hasn't apologized once. In fact, she's calling a special needs adult and his mother, who is his full-time caretaker, evil. The only evil I see here is you, Hannah, and you should be absolutely fucking ashamed of yourself. And if God was real, he's definitely ashamed of you too. That little voice inside your head isn't your God. It's called your subconscious, and it's validating because no one else wants to validate you. You even said it yourself. I just need someone to validate you. Well, then, okay, you're validating yourself because that's all you got. So congratulations. You did it. You've really come out on top on this one. Absolutely not. Again, I'm gonna have my eyes on her. I'm gonna be watching her, see what else she's doing. It's just all crazy. It is kind of distressing too. Why is anyone on her side at all? It's crazy. Anyway, we're gonna end this video here, but I'm gonna stop filming now, and then the rest of this video will be what I filmed yesterday with the thank yous and all the things, so let's get to that. We're gonna end it here, guys, but first, let's thank some people. First of all, thank you again, Hungry Root, for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, go to hungryroot.com, use the code Savannah Marie, get 40% off your first box, plus a free item for life by clicking that link, scanning the QR code right here. Yeah, you'll love Hungry Root as much as I do. It's the best. And also, I'd like to thank my patrons and my members, guys. The list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, early access to new videos whenever I'm able to provide that to you, and even more sometimes. So if that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/Savannah Marie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. Just whatever works for you works for me. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Jacqueline Nutton, Leanne, Kessie Drew, Marie Silver, Maddie Darley, Ray, Caroline Reed, Sinead Maria Venus, Love to Be Evil, Nicole Hensley, Wendy Irons, Luciana Valiente, Emily from Kansas, Hannah Moe, Alex Offbeat, Liz Sahu, Aaron Adler, LaSalle Story, Fluffy Duck Butt 24 Elaine, Ferd Jurgensen Esquire, Just Mark, Alice Wagner, Fallon Harris, and Emion. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and for being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video, because YouTube does love watch time, and you watching to the end really helps this video get out. Hype points, if they're available, they would be kindly appreciated to be given to this video also. With that, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.